This woman is celebrating her birthday when her husband arrives to surprise her. But he is in for a surprise when his wife turns around. He asks what this means, and she rushes to try to explain the truth. But the husband doesn't want to hear it, and starts yelling that he has been in the military for 2 years. And when he comes back, he finds his wife pregnant. She starts to say that's not what he thinks, but he orders her to shut up and not to say anything more. He is quite upset, saying that he was sacrificing himself all the time, and his wife was with another man. He says that she has no idea what he has spent all this time in the jungle, going through various kinds of hardships. The woman continues to try to explain herself, begging him to listen to her for once, but he doesn't want to hear her explanations. Now understanding why she only shows her face when they make video calls, because she wanted to hide her pregnancy and she could hide the whole lie. Then he shouts, very angrily, that all the guests are liars, ordering them all to leave his house immediately. And he stares back at his wife, saying that he didn't expect this from her, and tells her to get out of his house too, saying that when he comes back he doesn't want to see her there anymore, and he doesn't want to look at her face anymore. She still tries to beg him to listen to her, but he leaves without looking back, leaving the pregnant and crying woman to be comforted by her friend. When the man leaves his house, he runs into his friend, who hugs him, very excited, and the friend is very happy that he is back. But he realizes that the man is not well at all, and asks what happened to him. The man says he doesn't care about anything, and the friend questions what happened to him, and even tries to give him some candy to cheer him up. But the man throws the candy at his friend, tells him to tell the truth about his wife's pregnancy, saying that he passed himself off as his best friend, but actually knew his wife was pregnant. The friend confesses that he already knew about the pregnancy, but thought his wife had told him everything. This makes the man think that the child is his friend's, and he begins to yell at his friend, very angrily. But the friend is upset that he thinks this of him, claiming that he has never betrayed their friendship. But the man doesn't want to hear it either, saying that his friend is trash and makes him sick, ordering his friend to leave his house as well. Then the friend reveals that his wife has been raped, leaving the man surprised. The man begins to accuse his friend of making the whole thing up, just to defend his wife from the lie. But the friend tells him that his wife worked every day, and ended up coming home very late from work, that she was doing this to pay for his mother's treatment. And one day she was working, she left later than usual, so while she was walking back home, a man approached her and raped her, and his wife could do nothing about it. The friend insists that he wanted to tell him the whole truth, that he is his best friend. But it is a very delicate matter, and he could not meddle in it, and let his wife tell him the truth. So the friend advises the man to talk to his wife, that she can explain everything that happened to her. And he rushes off to find his wife, to try to make amends with her. Some time later, the husband finds his wife, and the first thing he does is to ask her forgiveness, claiming that his friend has already told him the whole truth. He feels very bad for having accused his wife like that, and only asks her to forgive him. And his wife says that he can rest assured that he doesn't have to worry, that there was no way he could have guessed what happened. She explains that she wanted to tell him from the beginning, but couldn't. The man just thinks about what a fool he was, but also wants to know why no one told him the truth. She tells him that things happened very fast, that it was a night that she had to stay late at work, that her mother was helping her at work, and that man appeared out of nowhere. She can't even finish telling the story, and her husband tries to calm her down, handing her a glass of water to drink. Then she tells him that this man took advantage of her, and the only thing she wanted at that moment was to die, because it was easier than living through this horrible moment. Her husband continues to try to calm her down, saying that he is there for her, that they will get through this together, as a family. She continues to say that she wishes she had told her husband, and even terminated the pregnancy. Her husband interrupts her, asking her to calm down, saying that when the child is born, they will move forward together. Then the wife reveals that there is still more, and her husband wants to know what else happened, and she tells him that when his brother heard what happened, he went after the boy. But before she can tell him everything, she begins to cry a lot, and her husband continues to insist that she tell him at once what his brother did. She says that his brother let his anger get the better of him, and now his brother is in jail. He is stunned by this news, and he begins to whine, saying that they should have told him the whole truth. The two weep together, while the wife apologizes for not being able to tell him the whole truth. And the husband continues to ask forgiveness for having doubted his wife, and for everything that happened, justifying that he acted on impulse and she didn't deserve any of it. He kneels before his wife and continues to beg her forgiveness. And she also asks for forgiveness, claiming that she doesn't deserve him, and saying that she feels condemned with this baby in her womb. But the husband asks her not to say something like that, because they will move on together, and hugs his wife, both still crying for everything that happened. A few days later, the couple goes to meet his brother who is in jail, and the man wants to know why his brother did something like that. But he explains that he couldn't just stand by, not after knowing everything that man had done. He says that he was only going to confront the man, but anger blinded him at that moment, and he tells that the man was armed and the gun ended up shooting against him, and it was not his intention. So the man thinks that if it was like this, his brother is actually innocent. The brother tells him that his lawyer is already solving this, that he said from the beginning that it was self-defense and that he doesn't have to worry, because his lawyer will solve everything. The man is confident that everything will work out, and promises his brother that he will do everything to get him out of jail. The woman then thanks her brother-in-law for everything he has done for her, because at her worst moment, he was there to help her, and she will pray for his freedom. She is confident that everything will work out, and he thanks her for her words, saying also that she will never be alone, that she can count on him for anything. Then the three embrace each other in a totally emotional way, after so many words of comfort. As time goes by, the couple goes on remaking their lives. The husband always likes to please his wife, until one day he gives her a teddy bear, and she falls in love with the gift. But the husband says that he still has another surprise for her. The husband says that someone very special has come to visit them, so his brother shows up, and she is very happy to see her brother-in-law free from prison, after having defended her, and he says that justice has won and they have succeeded. Then he also reveals that he bought some things for her and the baby she is expecting. The woman is thrilled with so many gifts, finding everything very beautiful. She thanks him for everything, saying she knows that heaven won't let anything bad happen to him, because he is a very good and noble person. The three hug each other emotionally, happy for having finally overcome the days of struggle.